last year, right before we moved to New Zealand, I got diagnosed with ADHD, general anxiety, social anxiety, and separation anxiety. Social anxiety has been the hardest thing to deal with. It still comes for sure. God has helped me a lot through that. But this was still at the beginning. We had moved around a couple of times, and at this point we were at an Airbnb and we lived within walking distance from the beach. God had been nudging me to go to the beach. First of all, it'll just be good to get out of the house because I was staying inside, which is just not helping things at all. But anyway, God had been nudging me to go to the beach. And I was like, nah, I'll do it later. I kept finding excuses and getting distracted until one day I could not contain it anymore. It was like, I have to go to the beach. If I don't, I feel like I'm about to explode. I had on a shirt that said, "True Story Bro," and it had a cross on it. It was Hayden's shirt, but he gave it to me, and I just use it as a sleep shirt because it's really comfy. And so I was still in my pajamas, and I was like, okay, let me get dressed and go. And God was like, keep that shirt on. And I was like, okay. I didn't want to talk to anybody. So I was bringing my sketchbook, hoping no one would talk to me, but I kind of had a feeling if God told me to wear a shirt with a cross on it, I'm probably talking to somebody. So I go to the beach. I don't even go on the beach. I go on the picnic tables. There's some benches that are overlooking the beach. And so I sat on that and drew, and I was like, no one's gonna talk to me up here. That's what I thought. There was this lady. I don't even know how she saw my shirt. Maybe I had my hair up, but she came up to the railing. She's like a couple feet below me, and she says, "I like your shirt." I said, "Thank you. Do you know the story?" And she said, "Yes, I do." And we just started having this conversation about God. She ended up coming up and sitting next to me. And it was just so refreshing to talk to another believer because I hadn't gone to church in a while. And I was missing fellowship. I hadn't even really talked to anybody in a while, so I was very isolated, and it was very refreshing. I always feel a little bit on edge when I talk to people, but like it was just nice. And she didn't say anything super profound. We just talked about Jesus, and she talked about some stories from her life, and then we exchanged numbers and we went on our way.